give me a true question. Give me a true question.
I get a picture of my toes. People make money off toes.
Listen, if the people who make money off, listen, I ain't ever making money on my toes. I got hobbit feet. Listen, she look cute. But she might be a little shy. We're gonna have to reel her in here.
You made me do this.
Listen, say hey, Chris. Hey, Chris.
Hey, Christina.
I've never seen anybody who can talk until the cameras come out.
Here we go.
Can talk until the cameras come out. This is gonna be fun.
Here we go.
I'm excited. Hi, hello. How are you? Welcome back. This is Wham, Wine and Mortgage. Grab whatever your W is, whether it be water or a wake-up drink.
That's it. Coffee's on the way.
So I have a special guest with me today. It's Laurie. She's one of my favoriteest people in the world. Her name is Laurie Long, and she is with RE/MAX, and she is one of my bestest partners and friends.
Absolutely. So I'm Laurie Long. I've been doing real estate for about 15 years. Not showing my age or nothing, but yeah, been in this business for a minute. Absolutely love it. I love to have good partners by my side to take care of my clients.
So yes, I was with Wells Fargo when we first met, and I had Perla and Rodolfo. Our
sweetest little couple
first
ever.
couple that we still talk to.
Yes.
That even this Christmas
They
we
came
saw.
for our Christmas party.
But it was our introduction to one another. So I had them.
Here's how.
I had them approved. Okay?
Yes. She was with Wells Fargo.
And they went out and they called me and they were like, hey, I met this great realtor at an open house and I think she's going to be our realtor. I was like, beautiful, wonderful. Let me know her information. I'll send the pre-approval. Mm-hmm. And I had them go in a particular way. I had their loan structured a certain way. Okay. And then this one here who had relationships, which she didn't know me from Tom, Dick, and Harry.
Did not know her. All I knew is Wells Fargo.
Didn't know me at all. And she sent them to another lender, y'all. So anyway,
Let me explain why, though.
oh, it's fine.
No, I want no, not just for you, but let me explain why I would offer other options to my clients. I want to, the lender is the most important thing in this whole process.
It is.
If you don't have a good lender, you're not closing. I don't care what kind of letter they give you, what they tell you. If you don't have a person that works 24 hours a day on your file and is going to be there before they even need to be there on your file, you're not closing. So, yes, I have given my clients numbers to people that I know will take care of my clients the way I take care of my clients.
Long story short,
she did.
I won her over.
She won me over.
She had to go with me because her preferred lender couldn't get them approved. So because I know what I do for first-time home buyers, right? Mm-hmm. If I have a first-time home buyer, I want them to be comfortable and understand, because I'm a lender, obviously, right? So I want them to understand the process of the lending side. I want them to understand that it's not complicated. There's 3 major things that we look for. We look for how much money do you make and is it stable? How much money do you spend each month on debt? And then what is left over that you can afford as a house payment? Those are the only things that we're looking for.
And on top of that, what I'm looking for is, what is your goals? Where do you want to be? What can you comfortably afford without being overextending yourself? What is it that you need and what is the best possible outcome? Then we put our thoughts together and we find the right place for you.
Right. So I'll do everything. Hey, this is what you can afford. And then you're going to go to her and tell her what you need. And she's going to find what you want in that
bracket.
Space.
In that bracket.
Right.
And also at the same time, try to keep a realistic expectation of
what to expect.
Of what to expect. Mm-hmm. You know, being there every step of the way, talking you through it, making sure that we're looking at the big picture and not just, oh, this is pretty, let's go. We want it to be everything. What's your daily routine? What is going to make your life easier in this next phase of your life? What's going to help you get to where your life is growing from this process?
Right. So as a first-time home buyer, obviously, your first house, not your forever home.
No.
So
but you don't want to settle either.
You never want to settle, but there are things that you need to look at and you need to recognize, right? Mm-hmm. So it's not going to be the perfect this is my farmhouse with the picket fence and the lake in the back. That's not going to be your first house. So I like to tell people, listen, your first home is the stepping stone towards less debt and more down payment on my next house that I really like in the same payment. Okay, those three things.
You look at it as an investment in a sense, but also it's very important that this is a next phase of your life and it's a growing phase.
You never forget your first.
You never forget your first house, and you're not making it a house. You're picking one that's going to make your family a home. So even if you don't think it's going to be your forever, it still has to check all the boxes. It still has to be when you come home, like, I did this. I did this. And we do help you get it together.
And would you say that for first-time home buyers, what would you say is the most important thing you could tell them when you were giving them a search? Like when you're sending them houses, because she can tell if you're looking at them or not. Y'all don't know, but she can tell if you're looking at what she's
I'm
sending
looking
you.
at them too. So it's my goal to figure out what your needs are and sometimes help you look outside the box. Because a lot of times, especially for first time home buyers, once we have that approval, we're so excited. We're like, oh, this is pretty. And that's it. That's it. That's it. There's more to look at when you're looking at a home. We can make the countertops pretty and the floors pretty. But if you don't have the whole package and it's a good solid house for your first home, it's not a good investment. It's going to cost you more to be there than it is to yeah. So you're looking at when I'm looking at the home with you, I am looking at big ticket items. I'm looking at the roof. I'm looking at the foundation. I want you to walk through and you get a feel and you think, oh, this is pretty and this will be the perfect spot for my Christmas tree or all those things. Yes, I want you to feel that because it's based on emotions.
Yeah.
But when you have the right people in place to kind of look outside of that, take the emotions out of it and look at the things that we won't necessarily see if we're not experienced. So new windows, foundation, the overall structure of the house, the layout of the house. When you get up in the middle of the night, are you going to trip over something? Silly things like that really matter at the end of the day for you to be comfortable with it. So
I like to say sometimes like school districts, right?
oh, absolutely. School district, location, how far you are from work, how far you are from your main places to go. What is going to make your life easier every time? That's the first thing I ask. What is going to make it?
You can remember when you were little and your parents, let's just say, remember when you graduated and your parents got a really cool house after you moved out and you're like, what the hell? You're going and getting a cool house after I leave? Thanks, Mom and Dad.
Yes, because it's not about you anymore.
But really, it's because now they can get out of the school district that they needed to be in for you. So sometimes when we say paying our dues as a parent, sometimes we may take a cheaper home in a higher tax rated area specifically for our kids to go to a good school. And then later we retire and then we get this really nice house and the tax rate is just super low because it doesn't have it's not school zoned in a particular, you know what I mean? So it's like sometimes that can happen. So it's like when you're a first time home buyer, what are your priorities?
It's your phases of life. And again, that's another thing that's going to be top priority for me to find out.
Do you have kids? Do you not have kids?
If you don't have kids yet, but you're fixing to have your first child, you may have, that child isn't going to go to school for the next 5 years at least.
Yeah.
Do you need to pay a higher tax bracket to put them in a good school right now? 5 years from now, 99% time, you're going to want to move within every 5 years.
5 to 7.
5 to 7, especially if you're in a younger age. It's a stepping stone. And if you look at it from that point of view, a few things having the right people in place does for you. Like I could list a million things, but the most important thing is work together to figure out if the taxes are right, if the insurance is right. Why pay for a higher tax bracket or an expensive insurance policy if it's not needed just to be in a certain place unless there's a reason for you to be in that certain area?
This is the basics. Find your realtor. Typically, it is best if you use your realtor's partners, okay? Or if you come to the lender, sometimes people come to me and then I send them to a realtor. So regardless, whoever you go to first, ask them, who do you do work with? who do you trust? Okay?
Can I have your phone number to text you at 10 o'clock at night when I'm freaking out? If they tell you no, we only work 9 to 5, go somewhere else. Period.
Wait, but here it is. You got your team together. Boom, boom, boom. Okay? We're going to find insurance for you. We're going to find an inspector for you. We're going to do all the things behind the scenes so that you don't have to worry. All you have to worry about is, do you like the house and can you afford it? That's all you're working for. Okay? So once you go under contract, she's going to get your inspector within that option period of time to go out and do due diligence. Find out if the house is good.
Structurally sound, safety, or something that you just can't live with.
Difference between appraisal, which I will order for you, and inspection. Appraisal is what is your house worth. Inspection is what is the condition of your house. So understand, when you get your inspection back, do not freak out, please, because she will go through it with you, with her inspector, and say this, and this, and this. Do not let it freak you out. If you're a first-time home buyer, listen. This is cheers to you. Don't overthink it. Just come to us. Let us take care of everything, okay? There's a lot to talk about. We don't need you to know nothing about it. We just need you to know she's your realtor. She's going to find you what you want.
Turn it off.
I'm going to tell you what you can afford. Thanks for watching, y'all. I appreciate you coming by. I hope you enjoyed it.